Home studio essentials. What do you really need to get started? It's not as much as you think, I promise you that. So the very first thing I'm going to suggest is a computer. But that being said, you could even start on an iPad or an iPhone. The thing I want to stress in this video is that less is more when you're starting out. You're going to see all this fancy gear and all this crazy equipment and think that you're going to need to spend all this money before you even get started. But I'll tell you what, no matter where you start in the beginning, getting started is the hard part. And that's where you're going to learn the most. So don't worry about the money and just start with the computer. If you're somebody into making beats and doing that type of production with samples, you can literally just have a laptop with something like GarageBand if you're a Mac user, and that's free with the Mac, and you can start making music like that. Drag your samples in there, use some virtual instruments, and you could start experimenting with beats before you start purchasing the equipment. Now, if you are somebody who records live vocals or live instruments, the next of these items you will need, and I'll get into that now. If you know that you're going to be recording vocals or live instruments, then an audio interface is the way to go. Yes, there are ways to plug a USB microphone into your computer, but I would suggest using an audio interface. I have a video I'll link in the description for some different options for beginners and some different reasons why you might want those. Next, what you could really use is a digital audio workstation. This is where you'll be recording, producing, editing, and mixing everything that you record from your audio interface. Now, that being said, I would still start with something like GarageBand or Cakewalk. If you're looking at something that you can purchase, I do have a video on different DAWs that I've used and that I've experienced with that could help you make that decision. But start with the least investment possible. One of my number one pieces of advice is allow your gear to grow with you and not the other way around. If you start investing first, you're going to have more to use than you even know how to. If you start with just the small setup, you're going to be so much better off and you'll be able to make some incredible recordings. The fourth piece of gear that I would suggest are headphones. Headphones are critically important because it's how you hear the mix and the things that you've recorded back. And if you can't hear a detail, you can't fix that. So getting a nice pair of headphones is very important. Number 5, a microphone. Now this microphone that you get is one that you want to record for all different applications. And if you're on a budget, get one that you know will be reliable no matter what you use it for. Something like an SM57 is a go-to for all studios across the board. And this is because it's versatile, it's stable, and it has a really great frequency response. So you can use this on basically any instrument. Lots of people still use this for snare drums, for recording guitars, recording pianos, recording vocals. Now this isn't to say it has the most beautiful top end like a Neumann microphone or something like that, but you don't need that. Again, when you're starting out, just get something that will be reliable and give you the sound back, and you can start working on your mixes from there. Now you might want to make upgrades along the line, but wait till you start to get a feel for what you really want to do with music. Number 6 would be accessories to the previous point, which would be an XLR cable, also known as a microphone cable, and a microphone stand. And this is going to allow you just a lot more comfortability as you use these to record your voice or the live instruments. Now, if you're a guitar player or keyboard player, it might also be good to get a 1/4-inch cable that you can plug directly into your interface. But if you are playing those instruments already, you probably have a 1/4-inch cable. In conclusion, what I really want to talk about is that you do not need a lot of gear to create music. Focus on the material that you have, on the songs you're writing, on the beats you're making, and on your technique if you're a musician or an instrumentalist. Those are the things that are going to shine through. I mean, you can hear recordings of people with the worst equipment, but if that vocal is stunning and exciting, you're going to still want to listen to it. And there's a reason that, people prioritize music over gear. Of course, it's nice to upgrade to gear as you continue on, but don't let that be how you start. You don't need all this money to get started. Just start with what you need, start creating, start having fun with music, and you will have a blast. That is the point of music production to me, is to have fun with it and to have a good time. So don't allow yourself to be like, oh my God, I have to spend all this money in order to be a good music producer. Now people are just sitting there on laptops and GarageBand making amazing samples and you wouldn't even know it. So give yourself that space and freedom to do that as a beginner. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please like and subscribe for more music content, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.